Right, move it.
Hey everybody, Mark Herman, aka LA Bengals fan on most of the major platforms. I'm joined here by superfans Heath Goldman, Riley Goldman, and Devin Circus, and this is the Week 12 recap of Jungle Talk. Yeah, I know it's hard to be enthused. You know,
Yay.
this is the way it's going to be the rest of the year. Riley and I talked about this on extensively. There's 28 minutes or something about, we got to watch the games differently now. There was some positives which I'll bring out, had nothing to do with the outcome of the game, but he and I both said, what did we say, 2 maybe 3 wins. We said this was one of the more winnable games, and Indianapolis and maybe Cleveland if they didn't need the game, but that was all we saw left on the calendar. So
Minnesota too.
Maybe. I mean, Minnesota's going to be in the playoff hunt. They're going to be playing for a wild card, so they're going to have something to play for. But
that team right there will beat no one the rest of the season.
Right. No, that's what we said. We said at best. We were talking at best. Before I forget, if you don't subscribe, please subscribe. It's all we ask. Just go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Give us the thumbs up on the analytics. It helps us out with YouTube. We don't try to sell you anything here. This is a show by fans for fans, so please just support the channel. It's all we ask. And Riley, tell them where they can find you on Twitter.
On Twitter at sportsball with 3 L's at the end. Might be moving into Instagram. That the app previously known as Twitter sucks.
Well, you should actually have both, but we'll talk about that another time. You should have both. So
we'll see.
And you can
Hey Mark, can I start with 2 amazing positives just to get my buddy Devin?
Sure, you know what? Usually you start with the negative.
I just want to give Devin some ammunition to go with.
Go ahead. Okay. Go for
it. Two major ones. First one he won't argue with. We kept our draft position, made the game competitive, and kept our draft position. I mean, it's at the end of the day, that's only about all there's left to do for this season.
Right.
Okay. Second one. You do not have to worry about your defensive coordinator getting a head coaching job because that defense is trash. He can go with it. He can go anywhere he wants with it. Now I'm even seeing a little bit of a shake head. That guy had 2 feet out the door. It's apparent to me, Lou Anaromo. He has been garbage for 5 weeks. I'm done. I'll let everybody talk about that one comment. I am furious with that defense.
We can go into because you tweeted something or texted something out. You don't tweet. You texted something out during the game, which we'll address. I'm going to call you Chicken Little about firing the whole coaching staff, because the last thing Burrow needs.
No, I did not say that. Hold on a minute. I said other than the defensive backs coach. Go back and look at my text. Other than the DB coach.
Okay. Do you realize when you say something like that, that means that Burrow comes back after injury next year to a whole new scheme, new language, new system, everything. Continuity is the key. We don't scrape the board.
I gotta interrupt you.
Talking defense.
I normally don't interrupt. I normally let you talk. Here's the problem. Offensive line, garbage, and has been for most of the season. Started to see some progress. They're an absolute disaster. Browning, he may not be the answer ever.
Disagree.
The offensive line gave him.
Yes, I disagree too.
We schemed on that last third down in the middle of the field to put 2 people on the right side. Not one person even touched J.J. Watt.
I think that was a strategy. It was a new strategy. Let J.J. Watt or T.J. Watt come in untouched. They wanted to see how it would work. It didn't.
Wait a minute. No, what you wanted to see, hopefully, was how if he knocked Browning out of the game, that we may get A.J. McCarron. That's what that play was designed to do.
Look, that was blown coverage.
Yeah,
something happened.
The wrong guy.
You're not going to leave Drew Sample on T.J. Watt. Something happened on that play. But I don't put a lot of the onus on the offensive line. Has been fine. I'll jump in here. 2 things. He kicked us off with Lou Anarumo in the defense. I got nothing to do but agree. Pittsburgh gained 400 yards on offense today. The last time they gained 400 yards, Heath and I were skinny. Like, let's put it in perspective. That's how long it's been.
But I'm going to point
because they fired Matt Canada. All of a sudden, they're a good offense. No. That was really, really bad. So, diving in on the defense, Mike Hilton had a couple good plays in coverage. He's cooked. Chidobe's cooked. There's a lot of good young positives on the defense that hopefully starts to translate into next year. But this defense has been really, really bad in the last 3 to 4 weeks, which is weird because going back to Seattle and Arizona. It was Arizona, then Seattle, correct? Going back,
Arizona,
Seattle,
then Seattle, yes.
yeah, those two games, and obviously the couple games before that, the defense was keeping us alive.
Right.
And the halftime adjustments we made in the Seattle game and the Arizona game were phenomenal. The first couple games, the defense kept us alive when Burrow was still nursing the calf. I'm not smart enough to know what's changed, but the defense has been absolutely dreadful.
But here's the thing that I will say to that too. And let's be, and I will, I made my comment to open it up. If you look at the youth on that team, the youth on that team is not where we're getting hurt.
No.
We're getting hurt over the middle. Those are our linebackers. Freiermuth was an all-world tight end today. Okay. We're getting gashed on the defensive line where we have experience. Our D-backs, Turner, Hill, I'll keep going with it, Devin. I'll give you your due on Hill. And Battle, that's not where we're getting beat. We're getting beat where our experience and our money is. That's the problem I have.
Logan, don't blame our linebackers. Logan Wilson and Jermaine Pratt have been phenomenal.
No. I'm saying that today. I'm talking about today. This is the recap from today. I don't know where anybody was picking up Freiermuth. He was getting 12 to 14, 18 every single play.
Heath, the last time we held a tight end to a bad game, we were also skinny.
100%.
Yeah, no, that was pre lost decade. I want to jump in and say something here. First of all, we held the Steelers to 16 points. I don't care who we play. If we can only score 7, we're never winning a game. It's that simple. The defense did what they needed to do. You hold any NFL team, and I don't care that we gave up 400 yards. They tied down. We got the turnover. 16 points. We asked this offense to put up 17 points. And what happened? Browning, we would have been able to go for a winning touchdown if Browning doesn't throw the pick in the red zone. Listen, he doesn't. He looks at his primary receiver. He doesn't react well when he's under duress. He's not an NFL backup quarterback. It's that simple.
Mark,
you're right.
Hold on. Both his interceptions, especially one of them, he threw. It was like he dropped back, looked right at Chase. He got so duped. All they did was switch Porter to Thompson. That's all they did. He saw Porter drop back. He said, my guy's open, and threw it to him. They fully baited him. He doesn't read defenses. He doesn't react well. He doesn't know when to roll out and run. When he does try to run, he runs right up into the defensive teeth. This guy, like I said, 7 points. 7 points. That's on the offensive Browning. We had opportunities to get more. You cannot, when your defense holds a team to 16, you can't sit and blame the defense on why we lost and expect to have what? Did you expect to win a 10-7 game or a 10-9?
No, you're right. You're 100% right. And we're 5 minutes in. I'm amazed that we haven't commented, but I'd wager anything that Riley was about to pop with this, because this is his kind of stat. We ran the ball 9 freaking times with a backup quarterback, guys.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Hold on. I got to get this at
16 yards.
How many times did Browning throw the ball today, Riley?
20
Browning was 19 for 26 for 227 with a touchdown.
My God, how many plays did we run?
We only ran. At one time, we only ran 37 plays.
That's because the defense couldn't stop anybody, and they had the ball most of the time.
No, the defense would get us the ball back, and they would go 3 and out. And in the end of the third quarter, beginning of the fourth quarter, when the defense held the Steelers again, and Browning, first play, takes a deep sack, then we go 3 and out. You can just see the defense getting deflated. How many times can you force and keep a team in, and your offense comes out, and you're right back out on the field?
Mark, you can blame Browning all you want, okay? All you want, and I'm not going to argue with you, but I will tell you right now, Devin had the point. Riley supported the point. I'm going to tell you right now. You know who I blame? Go back to look at my text. You have to scheme for what you have. Zach Taylor has no ability to call an offensive game unless it is scripted for him. And you can bash me all you want, and I'm more than willing to take it. But I'm going to tell you right now, he's not an NFL head coach.
No, you're 100% right. Jake's been on this for a year and a half. And his comment is that Burrow and these offensive weapons are good enough and have been good enough to win despite Zach. And I think there's something there.
Right. Well, like I said, scrapping the entire coaching staff
Nope.
not the answer, because continuity is so important. And having Burrow come out next year with new schemes, new language, new everything, that's not the answer.
Hey, he's probably only going to have one receiver back next year from this team.
Right. Right, but I'm talking about, we're talking about language. We're talking about when you have to learn. It's like learning another language when you have to learn another system.
Time out. Now, you can argue he didn't make the right throws today. He could have made the right throws today. Anything else? Kenny Pickett learned a brand new language in the last week. Brand new language, 400 plus yards. Do not tell me about continuity.
No, he didn't. No, that's where you're wrong. No. There's no new language.
Right. They just took the training.
They just promoted from within. All the same verbiage is the same.
Right.
They
didn't change
a little,
offense.
but
there was nothing the same about that offense today than it has been all year. Riley, what?
They changed the way they attack things. They didn't change the language they use. When he goes up to the line and he has to yell out words that mean things to the other players, that's all the same. So there's no change of language when you promote somebody from within to take over for your OC. Okay, that's why I'm saying you don't scrap the whole coaching staff. That's a chicken little sky is falling thing. That's not what you do.
Let me ask you a question, Mark. What do you do with this team?
What do you do with this team? You do exactly what, and this is one of the positives. I'm going to give you something positive. That's not the draft pick, although I do agree. Riley and I talked, and we have a chance at a top 10 draft pick if we don't win out. We looked at the teams.
Win out?
If we don't win anything.
Okay.
If we lose out. If we lose out.
We have a chance at a top 10 draft pick. But I'm going to give you some positives. Miles Murphy, DJ Turner, Jordan Battle. They all got extended time today. So Miles Murphy actually hit Pickett's elbow on one play. He recorded his first career sack. That's what we need to use these games for. Murphy needs to be out there. DJ needs to be starting. Even bench Awuzie, leave DJ out there, and let's let him play out the rest of the season. That's how we use these games in a positive fashion. See who we have. Mix up the offensive line. We brought in Cody Ford today instead of Folson. Let's start tweaking around and playing with stuff.
You know what, Mark?
Let's see what Chase Brown can do.
Yeah, let's bring him out there. Like I said, that's what we use these games for. That's how we need to be watching these games now. So when I watched this and I saw Miles Murphy and actually hurt his knee multiple times today, I was happy. He finally got out on the field. He's finally showing us something. Maybe next year he makes a real second, year push because he got these 6 or 7 games to play.
You're 100% right. I go back to in 2019, and granted, it's a little different because you're talking about the number 1 pick when they benched Andy Dalton and gave Ryan Finley a month or 6 weeks. That was all part of the plan. And my theory, and I think I've said it on this show before, is that it was to see if they had anything with Ryan Finley because they traded up to draft him the previous year.
Yeah.
And if all of a sudden Ryan Finley was an NFL quarterback, then they could take Chase Young. And if Ryan Finley wasn't an NFL quarterback, then they were going to go with the obvious of taking Burrow at number 1 because that was early in the year before Burrow had absolutely blown up. He was really good at that time.
Right.
So start to do that with the Chase Browns. If Chase Brown can play, the Mixon contract is voidable or it can be easily gotten out of with the restructuring they did. And all of a sudden you have a 6-figure instead of a $7 million running back. And it affects who you need to draft and when you need to draft them.
I'm going to give you one other thing.
What's that?
Is he still hurt?
He just came back.
Yeah, he was active.
Chase Brown just
Yeah, he was active today. He was in on, I saw him in on the onside kick at the end.
But
I'm going to give you one other thing. Hold on this same thread, because I 100% agree with Devin on a same thread. We give Browning one more game, and we give A.J. McCarron one more week to be on the active roster. We brought him up. He was the backup this week. Then we can do the same test and see, because we know Browning is not a viable backup. At the end of this year, they will be addressing that position. Browning will not be our backup. What we can see is, do we want to keep A.J. McCarron? Is our backup on this team? because AJ McCarron coming from the big school, playing in the big games. Listen, AJ McCarron, we would have, if not for the meltdown game, AJ McCarron hits AJ Green for the go-ahead score. Burfict intercepts. I mean, did we win a playoff game there?
AJ McCarron had that game won. Let's be real.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't play great in the first 3 quarters, but at the end of the game, he came through, drove us down the field on a good Steeler defense, and hit AJ Green, and we took the lead late in the game. Okay, so that's why I say let's use the time for that. You give Browning as many starts as you need to have AJ McCarron ready, so Browning can back up McCarron, and we see what we have with McCarron.
I agree with you. Let me ask you this question, Riley. You probably have that answer better than anybody. What I don't remember the kid's name for Purdue. I know he was hurt, but he's been back a couple weeks. Why is he not getting some slot minutes there and try to see what we have in him too?
He just came back last week, and I think my guess is it's a practice thing. He hasn't had enough reps in practice.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
We've been using the punt return, but haven't really used him in the slot. Just we don't need him. We have a ton of receivers.
Right. So
you're not going to get Tyler Boyd.
Right, I don't disagree with you, but I mean, if you're going to start to look to next year, you got to start giving reps and game reps. To Mark's point, look. This team has not been the same team all year. Forget about the injuries. We never gelled in any preseason because we never had a preseason. We used our first 4 games, and I think Devin made this point a while back. We used our first 4 games of the regular season as our tune-ups, and you just can't do that.
Yeah,
right. Yeah. Well, that was it. We got away with it in the last couple seasons. This year, we dug too deep a hole. We didn't have a roster that could do that. They got
and one thing. Oh, sorry, Mark.
Go ahead.
One thing to throw into Heath's point about Jones is. I was listening to a regular Bengals podcast I listened to, and they made the point you guys were making. Look, you know what you got in Trent Irwin. And at this point, wins and losses, of course they matter. You're trying to win, but we can give Charlie Jones some reps over Trent Irwin. You love Irwin. He's not going anywhere. If he can be our number 4 for the next 10 years, sign me up. But let's see if Charlie Jones can be a 3 type of thing.
Right.
I think he can. I think he absolutely can be a 3.
Yeah.
And here's the question I ask you guys. You guys watch a game differently than I. I know Devin's talked about it, giving him some reps, and he's gotten his reps. Is Tanner Hudson a real NFL tight end?
I love him. He's so
I do
good.
Too, and he's an emergency third-string quarterback. So that's another plus. It's about filling other positions. He's your emergency third string. When you're only carrying 2, he can come in. He played quarterback. He can come in and be a quarterback. So that's a plus for him. And I just like the way he plays. He approaches the game. It's not the prettiest, but he seems to make the plays, and he plays with heart, and he runs with purpose.
But he should be getting reps, and like the Irv Smith experiment is obviously going to be a 1-year thing.
Yes.
I don't see any scenario in which, I don't care where we finish in the draft order, we're not taking Brock Bowers in the first round. So is Tanner Hudson our guy? Do we need to look at a tight end in free agency? Dude, let's see it.
Right.
Who I'm just curious. I mean, I know that we'll have a draft show
anyway. Draft preview and a recap and all that. Plenty of time to talk about draft.
Just to answer the question quickly, who do you take number 1 right now?
I'm sorry,
it's our first pick.
Too early.
It's too early.
We don't know who's going to get hurt. I mean, there's still conference championships to be played.
But I think it's got to be
all games to be played.
The wide receivers are insanely deep. I personally think we're going to lose Boyd and Higgins. But unless you're picking in the top 3 to take Marv, the wide receiver pool is incredibly deep. You're going to get starters in round 2. I think it's got to be a defensive end, defensive tackle, a pass rusher.
Yeah, we got to replace later.
The offensive line, the top three in the draft is going to be quarterback, running back. There's some really good offensive and defensive linemen. I don't think there's any way it's not O-line, D-line.
Right.
If we're picking it between 7 and 12.
We have to be thinking about Reader's replacement. So if the top,
but you don't take guys like that in the first round. Those are not top 10
picks. If there's a premier guy, we got to look at what's where we are. Whether
by the way,
10, 12,
DJ
it's going to make a difference.
Be re-signed. DJ, and that's all.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not saying don't re-sign him. I'm saying we have to
re-signing 30-year-olds is the problem.
No, I'm going to tell you something right now. He has not. I mean, he has not held up this year as well as he has in the past.
Reader has been fine. When Hubbard went down, we got gashed on the run. Hubbard is a great run defender. You saw Hubbard play well today. Our run defense was better at times because Hubbard made plays. We're still not 100% healthy. We missed CTB. I mean, we missed him today.
100%.
You know, so
Riley, what do you want to say?
I mean, it's jumping back a while, but the fact that Mixon had 16 yards on the day when he's been running well is the crazy part. We didn't give him. He had 8 touches today for 16 yards, and obviously he's been our lead back all year, but he's been running hard. He's been running well. Yeah. How do we not give him more touches with a backup quarterback?
What's that? Hold on a second, Riley. Was that play at the end of the game? Was that? I turned my head. Was that? And I didn't rewind. Was that a
pass?
That was a pass.
Oh, it was a dumb pass. Okay. Sorry.
Yeah. But
and just for the record, I'm sorry, Riley. But on that note, the 4 of us combined add up to like 0 knowledge. How many of these post-game recaps have we said Mixon runs the ball well? We needed to get him more involved. We needed to establish him. We need to get him like what?
All of them.
Maybe we're wrong. I don't know, but I don't think we are. But why are we the ones saying that?
Riley and I said on the preview, we said that you don't start any of the receivers in fantasy because Jake Browning was maybe only good for one touchdown at best, and Drew Sample got it. I don't know anybody who's rostered him, but we said Mixon was probably the only person you could viably start because he should see more touches, and he didn't see more touches. But part of that also might be due to the fact that we have no threat of the pass. The first play of the game, and I put this in my notes, I said, I knew we're doomed. The first play of the game, this is the scripted plays. He missed Mixon on a screen pass. He stepped forward. It was almost a backwards lateral. He was almost throwing it perfect. And I was just like, this is a scripted play. You've been practicing these first 15 plays all week. And the first play you can't get right. And it's they were trying to get him in sync to just have an easy completion to start the game. And he missed it. And I was
Well, go back and watch the play. One, because he had pressure. You're going to destroy him all game. And I'm not going to defend the guy necessarily. But if you look at those stats, those are serviceable stats. Stats.
I don't think Mark's killing Jake Browning. I think the overwhelming takeaway is, did you expect anything different?
No, he doesn't.
He did what you expect Jake Browning to do.
Exactly.
And let me throw one more thing out there that possibly changes the course of the whole game. And I can't believe we're 15 minutes in and haven't said anything yet. The flag on the touchdown that gets picked up.
Yeah, that was.
Anybody got an explanation for that?
No, because
nobody does.
They called us on less of a hold on TJ Watt, where we just grabbed the front of his jersey for a second.
Fans texting me about that.
Yeah.
And that's a whole different game in that situation. And I don't remember what down. Who knows what would have happened? But that wasn't a touchdown.
If turnabout's fair play, we took that. They took the touchdown away from them, so they gave him that touchdown. That's the only thing I can think of.
So it was a makeup pickup.
Makeup call from the one where they took it away.
That's the Steelers' fault for not challenging. That's Tomlin.
I don't know if that gets overturned.
Well, I said, he decided it wasn't. If he knew he was going to fumble on the next play, Tomlin challenges that play. But they thought they still had points. It was a second down. It was the first down play. They thought they still were going to score again. So I understand Tomlin not challenging that early, but all
right. So
like I said, the Pratt play, that was a blatant hold on Pratt. There was no question.
How about the hustle out of Dante Johnson on the fumble? Did you guys see those replays yet?
No.
Oh, I'll send it to you. But when Carter stripped and Battle recovered it, or Turner, I think Turner was the one that recovered
DJ
it.
Turner covered it.
Yeah.
Dante Johnson just stood. The ball was basically at his feet. Stood and looked. The only movement he made was that. It is unbelievable. It's all over Twitter. I'll send it to you guys.
Wow.
Let's talk about another play. We all remember what happened to Carson Palmer by a fucking Steeler. Excuse my French.
Oh, the late hit of TJ Watt.
What the fuck was that, Devin?
The late hit that they called?
Dude, he took 2 to 3 steps after
to hit him. I'm going to be very careful with the words I use.
Yes.
Because if I say
F-bombs, they do. Pick them up when they.
Oh no, I don't mean the language. I could go with this.
You can have one here and there. You just can't have excessive
Sorry.
Go ahead.
TJ Watt is celebrated as this great American hero. He's a dirty son of a
Oh, yeah.
what. He's a very, very dirty player. And I'm going to stop right there.
Yeah, just leave it at that. Listen. But I didn't expect to win today's game. I would this team is not going to make the playoffs. Let's use this time wisely. As fans, let's change how we watch the games, and let's look at things like guys getting reps and seeing how they play and not worry about the outcome, because I'm totally okay winning 5 games this year. I really am.
Mark, you do remember I never said anything about the win. I said the draft position.
Yes. Oh, it's a positive. There's no question.
And our atrocious defense.
It's not just about and everybody talks about, oh, you're just trying to get a top 10 first round pick. No, I want a top 10 second round pick, third round pick. I mean, think about the people.
We took T. Higgins at 33.
Yeah.
We got Burrow at 1. We took T. Higgins at 33.
Because
you're on the clock. After round 1, you're on the clock. Sorry. You're on the clock for 20 hours after round 1 ends.
Yes.
At the top of round 2.
They actually weren't going to take. They thought T. Higgins wouldn't be there. Right. They thought because he should have gone to Aaron Rodgers at like 26 or 28. Yep. But they took Jordan Love, and that starts the whole animosity with Aaron in Green Bay. But we were shocked T. Higgins was there. That's why we would have traded our pick and traded back. We could have done a lot of things, and they were just so shocked he was there. So that's where it is. It's better picks in every single round, and the middle rounds is where we feast.
Watch Devin's face here in a minute. Watch Devin's face for a minute. Now, Jordan Love hasn't looked like a real NFL quarterback for the past 3.5 seasons either. Jake Browning may end up being there.
No.
Huh?
Well, Jordan Love
may end up being a legit quarterback.
Jordan Love got drafted. He's played in preseasons. He was behind Aaron Rodgers. It's not even a comparable. This is a guy who's been on a practice squad, sort of learning from Kirk Cousins, but you're a practice squad quarterback. So it's not like you're getting reps. You're just watching. Charles Davis did everything he could to try to make you believe that we had a battle between 2 quarterbacks. My big takeaway today was Browning almost played as well, not as well, but he almost played as well as Pickett. So if you're the Steelers, you got to be seriously concerned that you only scored 16 points today.
I know he's not their future.
I've talked to Steelers fans who have come to that conclusion that
I wake up pretty early in the morning, so I'll watch First Take It, and they were absolutely destroying Kenny Pickett the other day.
He's not an NFL quarterback, but
they're going to be.
There's been a lot going on Twitter that Tom Brady spoke up about quarterback play. I haven't read the comments, but apparently Alex Smith absolutely blasted him. There's a lot of really bad quarterbacks in the NFL right now. Yeah. So I want to go back to the whole draft conversation. So we've got in our living room downstairs, we got 3 TVs. So we'll go Bengals on 1. My family, Brady and Tracy, are Patriots fans. We'll go Patriots on another, and usually Red Zone on the 3rd. It's a fun morning.
Oh, you got to watch Mac Jones and Browning today.
And Bailey Zappi.
And Bailey Zappi.
So my kid is an absolute diehard Pats fan, and they were playing the Giants, both teams in the top 5 of the draft, top 5 of the draft going into today, and watching my kid be tormented every time they make a good play. Yay, my team's doing well. Every time Mac Jones throws an interception, yay, we're going to lose and get a better draft pick. There's nothing worse than when us as super fans, as you use the term, Mark, we'll never be able to root for our team to lose. And where I'm going with this is I never again want to be in a position where I was that December against Miami when Tyler Boyd looked like he'd been shot in the leg and was crawling to the line to avoid a penalty, and Andy Dalton doing everything in his power to prevent the Bengals from drafting his replacement.
Yeah.
Wanting and needing to lose that game, but loving the fact that we lost because that's the game that got us Burrow.
Yes.
But I think that's where we're headed because I pulled it up since we've been on. We're actually a game and a half away from the 5th pick in the draft.
Yeah. Riley and I went through this on Thursday.
If we go 1 and 6, the rest of the way we're picking in the top 6.
Yeah. All right, great. So here's the question. Put you on the spot, Riley. What am I going to ask Devin?
I have no idea.
Who's the 1 win?
Oh,
I don't know.
No, like I said, maybe the Browns. Riley and I talked about this Thursday. Maybe the Browns, if they don't need the game, because they rest everybody.
Yeah, we'll beat Pittsburgh or Cleveland by
Dude,
accident.
they'll score more than 7 points on their defense alone against us. It won't matter. We have no shot of beating anybody unless that offensive line can start giving him at least a little bit more time.
So
And a team that beat San Francisco on the road has no shot of losing at home the next week to Houston. It's the NFL, brother. Mark, what's your line?
Humility is a week away. Humility is a week away. So,
by the way, I will tell you, I didn't get to watch the end of it, but seeing CJ Stroud and Trevor Lawrence battle for the lead of that division is fun football.
Yeah. That was a fun game.
Listen,
all right. Well, we did the season ending. We did the season ending show. We did the draft.
We did a real draft. I'm going to watch the Bills and the Eagles.
Yeah. So I need the Eagles. I need the Chiefs. I teased the Chiefs down to 2.
All right. Good luck on all your bets. I want to go watch the games, Mark.
So what's that?
Good luck on all your bets. I want to go watch the games.
There you go.
Just wrap it up.
All right.
Give us some thumbs up.
So if you don't subscribe, please subscribe. It's all we ask. We do previews. We do recaps right after the game. And please hit the thumbs up and help us out. With that, we will be back with the preview. We're playing in Jacksonville, right, Riley? Monday night in Jacksonville. We'll get a preview up later this week, and we'll see you at the recap right afterwards. And
Browning's going to win a Monday night football game.
Wait, what?
We have a prime time road game. That's an easy win. We never lose those.
Yeah, right.
What, 21 straight we've lost? Piece of cake.
Yeah, no problem. Well, and Browning is good. There was somebody who commented that Browning was going to lead us to promised land, and I was like, okay. I said, did you not watch the preseason? I think I answered him in the comments, but all right. Like I said,
boys,
change the way you watch the games. New eyes. Don't be upset. Don't look at the score.
New eyes.
Players,
New eyes.
It's like watching the exhibition season.
New eyes. Watch the games. All right. Who day, everybody?
All right, boys.
Take care.
Good day.